bit about essential oils and why they do the things that they do. Because honestly, when I heard about essential oils, I'm like, seriously? You rub a little on the bottom of your foot and it gets through your bloodstream. It just seemed kind of pokey and it was just kind of weird, you know, right? And then I started to feel the benefits of it, right? And I said, well, I need to look into this. And I all of a sudden fell on this other class of compounds that relate to this whole entourage effect. Can you talk about the entourage effect? Because I'll tell you what, the reason why you want to know this little piece is because when you hear about our product tonight, that's one of the things that we really focused on.
That's very important. It's tricky business to isolate molecules from a plant and then try to get the benefits from it, because nature didn't intend for these molecules to be used in isolation. So in the CBD plant, for example, you find magnesium, and you find essential fats, and you find minerals like zinc, potassium, and sodium, and all of these help the molecule work more effectively. You also find cousin phytonutrients being plant nutrients, specifically substances that are called terpenes. If any of you plant folks have heard of that term. And the terpenes that are found inside the CBD, inside the hemp plant, act like an entourage to support the activity of the CBD. So when you're looking for a CBD product and you're looking for a well-formulated CBD product, you always want to make sure that you've got the terpenes and you've got the cofactors and the other nutrients to support the activity of the CBD. That's called the entourage effect. And a well-formulated product, like what Sanjeev's going to talk about tonight, is going to have the entire entourage complex to help support the CBD.
It's very similar to like why we chose, I was using that example of why not just grab 60 minerals, because we could, and go grab them from various sources and put them in a specific composition and then deliver them to you as a longevity mineral complex. We could do that. But the problem with that is that that's not nature's matrix. Nature's matrix is what's found in that plant. And we talk about the mine and humic shale or whatever. All it is just packed together plants that got really hard. Well, the reason why that's beneficial is because all of those minerals together have that entourage effect. It makes calcium absorb better. It makes magnesium be able to be pulled through the cellular membrane easier. It allows for manganese to be able to have, like Ben said, the cofactors around it to be able to provide X benefit or Y benefit. So the whole point of making sure that we kept everything we did in its natural matrix was a big part of what Longevity's belief is for all of its nutrition. And then secondly, it's that these terpenes, this is a big thing, guys. The reason why lavender, chamomile, all these essential oils work as they do is because they have these terpenes. And these terpenes, they were thought at one time to just be a separate component of the hemp oil. But they realized, no. These terpenes act as synergistic, like Ben said, molecules that make the cannabinoids work better. So we wanted to make sure that not only did we keep everything in its natural matrix, but that we extracted them from a place in which they were focused on that. Because remember what I was telling you about earlier? You can start hybriding certain plants to have certain characteristics. Well, we wanted to go and find a plant and a group of individuals who said, listen, we believe in the entourage effect. We don't believe that if you just take isolated CBD, that is the best for your body. So what we did for 3 years is figure out what is the best plant to create from that. Okay, right? And so that's why it's kind of a big deal. So here's the last thing, is that let's kind of talk a little bit about, and so this is a wheel that you'll see a lot of, right, Ben? It's done in like a bunch of ways. I don't know if we can see it. Maybe you need some more CBD. So this wheel here, what it is it's kind of a combination. The majority of this work was done with Chinese traditional medicine, okay, right? And by the way, this is a common wheel. If you just type in like hemp wheel or CBD wheel on the internet, you'll find this, okay? and this actually comes from old texts or texts in Chinese traditional medicine, and it shows the different types of different types of cannabinoids and where those cannabinoids have found to be the most effective. Another thing I'm trying to reinforce why it's important, why we didn't choose just an isolate, that we made sure that we had all of the cannabinoids that were found in the product. So here's the deal, Ben, is that I know that at the very end of the day, the fundamental thing is, listen, you've got all these receptors for cannabinoids all throughout the body, okay, right? But how is it that, like once this cannabinoid hits a receptor,
right,
what's happening?
So, you guys have all heard this term receptors probably. We've been tossing it around a lot. And you've all heard of hormones, I'm sure, right? So, the body is set up so that all the 100 trillion cells in your body have a way of communicating with each other. The way they communicate with each other is they talk to each other. They don't talk to each other in words, they talk to each other in chemistry. And every cell has a little ear on it. Actually, it has hundreds of thousands of ears on it. Those ears are what we call receptors. And it turns out that every one of those 100,000 ears is sensitive to specific chemicals. If an ear is specific, ear that's sitting on the outside part of the cell is specific to a chemical that says make something, make collagen, for example. We talked about collagen earlier today. Collagen will get made out of the cell. If an ear is receptive to a word that says don't make collagen, and that little chemical hits the ear, connects in the ear, think of a plug in a socket, you won't make collagen. In fact, all of the activities, all of the actions, and there are hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of actions that a cell does, are triggered by a word, a chemical word, or a plug that sits into a socket, into a receptor. Do you know the word that we have? I know you know the word, but nobody ever told you that, what this word meant. What is the word for these chemicals, these molecules, these words that sit in the ears of a cell? Anybody know? We call it a hormone. And that's exactly what a hormone is. A hormone is a molecule that sits in the ears of a cell and commands the cell to do something. In fact, the word hormone means, in Latin, I arouse, or I arouse to activity, because hormones turn the cell on. Well, guess what? These little receptors, there's receptors for things like serotonin. There's receptors for things like insulin. There's receptors for things like cortisol, and there are specific receptors, specific ears, if you will, for the essentially a type of hormone that we're calling cannabinoids. And CBD has its very own little ear that's personal to it, that's responsible for listening to that CBD molecule, to taking the command of that CBD molecule. And across the board, what these CBD molecule commands are, and it makes perfect sense to anybody who smoked a little dude, chill out. That's what they tell the cell to do. They tell the cell to calm down, to relax. And this is why...
Don't be so chaotic.
Don't be so crazy. Exactly. This is why if you look at these benefits, what do you notice here with all of these benefits? Anti-anxiety, anti-seizure, anti-pain, anti-inflammatory.
You're getting crazy. You're getting crazy. Calm down.
Calm down. Relax. And that's why the ultimate way to see how good Sanjeev's product is, we'll talk about this tonight, is to see what happens when you go to bed. Is to use it before you go to bed at night. To use it for sleep, because you'll notice that it will a relaxing effect so quickly that you'll think it's like it's not a sleeping pill, but you'll think it's like a sleeping pill because of its ability to the CBD molecule's ability to command the cell, whether it's a cell in your brain or the cell in your immune system or the cell in your skin or the cell in your liver or anywhere else, to kind of chill out, calm down, lighten up. Remember, you have two nervous systems. You have a stress nervous system and a safety nervous system. The stress nervous system is the one that's responsible for all our hassles and all our problems. The safety nervous system, parasympathetic nervous system, is a system that tells you to calm down. The CBD molecules that we've been talking about for the last 40 minutes or so, activate the relaxation nervous system. They lighten everything up. They tell the body at the cell level, chill. And that's why you have all of these multiple benefits.
So it's okay, just real quick, to tell your body to chill. But word of advice, do not tell a woman, chill, calm down. For some reason, they do not like that. Do not. No, yeah, you're in common life, don't tell. I've done it. Don't. So, here's the thing, guys. I hope that what this is, one real quick note, by the way, there's other foods that we consume, or other things that we do, coca, echinacea. These elements have a form of cannabinoid. It works in the same way. That's why you hear of such tremendous benefit with some of these other foods that we consume, or other oils and things like that, or other herbals. So it's not like it's just restricted to hemp plants or marijuana plants. They happen to be found in other types of plants and other types of foods. It's just not in the high concentrations as the hemp and the marijuana. Okay, right? So anyways, guys, what I hope this does, and I want to save some time here for any Q&A. Well, let's do that. Do you guys have any questions? Okay, wow. All right, I thought we did a pretty good job. But you go ahead, because you've got 2 hands up. So I'm trying to say cool. I'm trying to say cool. I'm chill. It's cool.
Legalize marijuana in Florida. I was against that. And right now, once we're talking about hemp and its association with marijuana, I need to understand the difference between what they're calling medical marijuana and hemp.
Okay, so watch this. So medical marijuana is marijuana that they have created, strains that they have created for medicinal purposes. They feel that they created this, and I don't know them, but let's call them like Acapulco Gold. I think that's, you're just getting high. Let's say that's for that. That they created, and they said, you know what? This one is great for blood sugar. And they created another strain, and they said, you know what? This one's great for cancer. They created, and so they're like creating this medicinal value for this marijuana. Okay, right? Hemp is, we don't say medicinal, there is no medicinal hemp. Okay, right? Medicinal is almost a marketing term that's even used for both groups. Okay, right? And one thing that's important to remember, the CBD, that one cannabinoid, it's the same molecule in marijuana as it is in hemp. It's just that legally right now, you can extract those cannabinoids from hemp. If you start extracting them from marijuana, how it's set up right now is that that's a no-no if you want to sell it in certain places. Okay, right? And so the medicinal part of all of this is how the product is actually being used later on. Okay, right? But the important thing to remember that I'm trying to tie in with our product, where we went and got our CBD, our cannabinoid, is from the hemp plant. You may find companies that go get it from the marijuana plant, and that's fine or dandy, but we wanted to get it from the hemp plant because of some other things that I'm going to talk about tonight. Okay? Yes.
That's a great question. By the way, for a while you couldn't get hemp seed oil. It was very difficult. You had to order it through the mail because they wouldn't let you get hemp seed oil because they're very small amounts, very ridiculously small amounts. But your point's very interesting because hemp seed oil, we've been extolling the virtues of the hemp plant here. Well, guess what? Hemp seed oil is like the most perfect oil to ingest in terms of, not just to ingest, to use on your skin topically, or to ingest because of its incredible balance of omega-6s to omega-3s. It's a little bit difficult. It's getting easier to find hemp seed oil. But to answer your question, there's next to no cannabidiol or tetrahydrocannabinoid, which is THC, in hemp seed oil. You're not going to be able to get the benefits. However, interestingly, for legal reasons, a lot of companies have to call their CBDs hemp seed oil. So, or they'll call it activated hemp seed oil. I'm not sure if that's good. They call it activated hemp seed oil. And
we don't get any of ours from the seed.
Yeah, so it's not really hemp seed oil, but that's just a technical phrase that companies have to use for legal reasons. So you'll see that on the ingredient tag sometimes, but it's really seed.
Yeah, you're going to be
For the purpose of a urine test for employment,
Okay, so the great thing is that as long as you're getting your product, and I'm not talking about everyone's product, but I'm talking about, let's just talk about our product, is that our product has 0% THC. 0% THC, none. So one of the reasons why we chose this form is because you've got a plant, and the plant can have up to 0.3%. But then you've got to go extract that CBD or the cannabinoids. And depending on how good you are at your extraction, you're going to get a final product that either has some THC or 0% THC. Well, our thing was we want absolutely 0% THC.
Zero. No.
The second thing is that CBD, okay, right? When you're testing for employment or whatever, they're not testing for CBD, they're testing for THC. Okay, right? And one of the myths, just real quick, that you hear a lot about is that if you ingest a lot of CBD, that it can metabolize into THC. Okay, right? You hear that a lot. And it's absolutely, yes, it can metabolize to THC. But it is in such tiny amounts. And actually it's a form, it's the 8 delta form, or the 9 delta form, rather than the 8 delta form. The 8 delta form is a psychoactive. Okay, right? And the reason why they know this, and they've done this research, is they've had these people consume huge amounts of CBD because of what Ben talked about earlier, is that CBD has a very high tolerance level. You can take a lot of it. And they found that there was no detectable levels of THC in their blood or their urine. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
How about CBD helping to shrink tumors?
Well, this is the thing, is that when you look at the research, shrinking the tumor, is that you look at the research and what we're saying, that's the thing about CBD, guys, is it's like everywhere. Like it's for like one of the big, and so there's these CB1 and CB2 receptors, and there's this kind of conversation about these CB3 receptors, right? And so CB1 receptors are found in the central nervous system, the brain, and then the CB2 receptors are found on immune cells, an immune system. And so when you're greater activating the immune system, you're getting all of these things that people are talking about, cancer and tumor.
The immune system is key. This is really important for anybody who's dealing with disease like cancer or any other disease. The immune system is activated by relaxation. In other words, when you're under stress, your immune system becomes suppressed. That makes sense because when you're running from a tiger, you don't have to worry about your immune system. All your resources are mobilized for running. But when the body is calm, when this so-called relaxation nervous system is activated, the immune system kicks in. So it's not so much that the CBD literally shrinks the tumor. What the CBD does is it activates your immune system, which makes it very effective not only for dealing with cancer, but for dealing with any kind of inflammatory or immune problem, especially those that involve the gut, those that involve the intestine, things like Crohn's disease and celiac disease. So it's not so much that the CBD shrinks the tumor, you shrink the tumor. The CBD just activates your tumor shrinking system.
Okay? So here's the deal, is that it's 3:26 right now, 3:40 is the next breakout. We've got probably 6 more minutes if you guys want to stay. You don't have to, I'm just trying to tell you. Okay, well, I'm just trying to tell you, one of these, please. Okay, yes. Yeah. That's the great question. Okay,
So the question is about sleep and about tolerance.
well, let's just say tolerance. Let's just say, will you build up the tolerance to taking CBD? No, wait. Don't worry about it.
Yes, you'll build up tolerance.
Okay?
I mean, that's the straight answer. Yes, you'll build up tolerance to it and need more. So what you want to do when we're not working nutritionally here. We're working therapeutically here. Okay? This isn't the mighty 9 essential nutrients. This is therapy. Phytonutrients are therapeutic. They're healing. They help the body adjust, like we were saying earlier. Yes, you will build up a tolerance. However, the way you get around that is by taking days off, which you should always be doing. Whenever you're taking an herb or herbal medicine, you always want to take days off to resensitize your body. So a day off, a night off if you're using it for sleep, a night off kind of thing. If you're using it for the immune system, I wouldn't take any time off. I would keep doing it over and over again. Make sure your body's playing it in. But yes, you'll develop a tolerance.
Now, one of the cool things, and I didn't want to talk a lot about the products, but I do, since you brought it up, okay, right? is that this is an awesome, awesome product. Okay, right? And the reason why is what we did is we took this phytocannabinoid-rich hemp oil source, so all of these CBDs along these cannabinoids CBD, but then what we did is we added lavender, we added chamomile, we added valerian, and we have melatonin. This is an amazing, amazing product. And the reason why we did add some of these other synergistic nutrients, like the lavender, chamomile, and such, is because of some of these elements with tolerance. Okay, right? That's number one. And then number two, the real science behind creating an amazing product is how well you can do this entourage effect. So we knew that the terpenes that were in these other essential oils were the same, if not similar terpenes that were found in the phytocannabinoid research. Like we put some work into these products. Like these products are the bomb. So anyways, I guess you guys playing the song, so, okay, here, wait. Number one, at least for me, I believe that there are benefits to THC. I believe that they are complementary to cannabinoids. The reason why we don't deal with them is because it's not legal to deal with them, right? And we feel that there is enough benefit with the cannabinoids and what we've done with them to provide the value that we're trying to do with our products. And remember, our products right now are pain, relaxation, sleep, and mood enhancement. I don't have a cancer.